In the spirit of Colon Cancer Awareness Month, I'm going to tell you how I ended up having colonoscopy done in my 30s. Of course, I'm still in my 30s, so this will surprise you. So the story I'm about to tell you is only known among my family and close friends. This is the first time that I'm sharing it publicly. One of the reasons I'm doing this is that because I've been teaching you guys about health, it's only right that I share my own personal health struggles, if any, and maybe it can help someone. This all started when I came into the US years ago as an undergraduate student. At that time, I wasn't drinking enough water while I was in school. I can go hours or throughout the day without even drinking water. So eventually, I started having a rectal bleeding. It started small, then gradually became a daily occurrence. So I tried to figure out what the issue was. Then I learned about hemorrhoids, or what many might know as pile in the African countries. So I read about how to manage it. Of course, increasing your fiber diet, exercising, make sure you're drinking enough water. And eventually, it got better. But every now and then, I will experience the rectal bleeding, especially when I go to use the toilet. When I strain, there will be blood everywhere. I know. So that happened so many times to the extent that I was afraid or shy to use any public restroom or use restroom in people's houses. I'd rather wait until I get to my own house to use the restroom. This happened over the years intermittently, but there was no pain, just more of rectal bleeding. I had this for many years until 2020 when Chadwick Boseman passed away with colon cancer. That got me scared, because we know that not every rectal bleeding is hemorrhoids. And as a medical practitioner, I teach patients this all the time. So whenever a patient comes to me for rectal bleeding, one of the things we do is to send him or her straight to get endoscopy and colonoscopy done. So at this time, when this happened with Chadwick Boseman, it caused a red flag in me that I need to do something. I need to go get it checked out. Even without awakening, I was still very stubborn. You know how men are. But come May 2021, I had the worst rectal bleeding that I've ever had in the past years. And that got me scared. So immediately I researched for a good colorectal surgeon. I made an appointment as soon as possible. We talked about what is going on. So he said it could be hemorrhoids only, or there could be possibility of cancer given the amount of bleeding that I reported. So we had a discussion that if it is hemorrhoids based on colonoscopy findings, then he was suggesting that I'm going to go and try increasing fiber diet, exercising, drinking enough water. But I suggested that I've done this so many years and I'm still at this point where I'm still bleeding more. So if it is just only hemorrhoids, I would like to have it removed. So he was kind enough to agree that during the colonoscopy, if there's no cancer and it's just hemorrhoids, he's going to do the hemorrhoidectomy at the same time. So they scheduled me for the procedure on June 8th. So I went in there fasting, went into the operating room. Before I know it, I was in and out. It took about 45 minutes to 1 hour. When I woke up in the recovery room, the first thing I asked the doctor was, how was my colonoscopy? And luckily enough, there was no polyps found in the colonoscopy. Everything was clean. It was just hemorrhoids, which they removed. If I tell you the kind of relief that I had in my body, it was amazing, because prior to going to the operating room, I thought I was going to wake up to be told that I had colon cancer or colorectal cancer. Of course, we don't have any history of that in my family, but because of the amount of bleeding that I was having, that got me scared. So I'm saying all this to say that if you're somebody who is experiencing rectal bleeding, don't just assume that it is hemorrhoids. Of course, we hope for it to just be hemorrhoids. That is the best case scenario. And that can be treated either through surgery or by management with your diet, increasing fiber, or drinking enough water, using some hemorrhoid medication or creams. But if it is colon cancer or rectal cancer, it is important to know. And the only way to know is by going to go do colonoscopy or endoscopy. So even if you're less than 45 years old, if you're having rectal bleeding, go get colonoscopy and possible endoscopy done to just make sure, because colon or rectal cancer has been happening even in people below 45 years of age. So please use my story to learn to take care of your own health. And just to wrap it up, I would say that I'm glad that I got that hemorrhoid surgery done, because since after that surgery, I've been a free man. No more bleeding. It's been 4 years now. I haven't had any rectal bleeding since then. Also, my bowel movement has been excellent. I've increased my intake in fiber and water intake to make sure it never happens again. And just to let you know, hemorrhoid is something that happens to almost everybody. A lot of people are walking around with hemorrhoids. People are not just talking about it, but behind closed doors, they're suffering. Some people are dealing with pain from it. Some people are dealing with rectal bleeding like I did. And some people don't have any symptoms at all. It comes and goes once in a blue moon. But if you're somebody who is, going through this consistently, please go and see your doctor for appropriate care. Thank you. Share this video to reach more people. I appreciate you all.